Hello everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at simultaneous equations. So I will just give you around 2 seconds to go get a piece of paper so you guys can follow up and take notes as I go on. Because there's many tutorials on YouTube, and it will suggest you do that. And I really want you guys to learn something from my YouTube tutorial. Today I'll be teaching simultaneous equations. So go get a piece of paper. 2 seconds. Okay, then I guess you guys have gotten pieces of paper. Just to work on, it can be any paper. So if you haven't, just pause the video and go get it. Okay, now let's get to simultaneous equations. If you have been watching my previous videos, this topic might not be so new for you because I have already introduced this thing to all of you. Because I've once made a video called Solving Different Types of Equations, and I've included simultaneous equations. But since simultaneous equations are something that many people don't understand, I thought of making a separate video just for this. I'm going to allocate all my time to just doing this, so please pay attention and I hope you benefit from this video. Okay, to start with simultaneous equations, we have to look at the meaning of the word simultaneous. Simultaneous is doing two things at once. So there's one process going on there and there's another process going on there. It's you're solving this two together. Both processes are going on at the same time and you're working simultaneously. So it works together to form something. So simultaneous is two different things going on in the same root. Two different equations or a few different equations. They have working together, they're in simultaneous order. If my explanation is not so clear, so let's say there's some 3 there, all these actions are going on at the same time. They're working simultaneously to get a task accomplished. My definition may not be so accurate. If you want to get a proper definition, please look on Google or I'll put it in the description. Okay, now, simultaneous equations. When you solve a few equations together to get x and y, that's the basic example. So now, let's do this. Basic simultaneous equation, in case you don't know what this is looking like. This is a basic simultaneous equation. 3x plus 4y equals 13 and 2x plus 3y equals 9. That is an equation you might see in your higher secondary papers. This is a relatively simple one because it only has 2 different equations you're solving. The basic concept of simultaneous equations is to use one equation to help the other, using one equation to find the answer for the previous equation. So you're using this equation to solve this. You're solving both of it together. So this is not something that we're really going to do. The equations we have looked at so far in our videos involve just one unknown value, which is normally x. That's what most teachers put. So now previous equations we only looked at finding x. There's only one variable, one algebraic expression we had to find out. But now when there are two unknowns, so x and y, when there are two unknowns, you need 2 equations in order to find the values of both unknowns. 2 such equations are known as simultaneous equations. So there are 2 unknown values, and when you're going to find out 2 unknown values, you need 2 different simultaneous equations to work it out. So when you're doing simultaneous equations, you're using one equation to find another, and this equation to find this one. So let's solve this one. In simultaneous equations, there's always 2 ways of doing it. One is the elimination method. Elimination method, that is basically subtraction. So if you note this down if you want, subtraction. And we have the substitution method. this is my favorite one, substitution, because it's relatively easy, I think. So substitution method, I'll teach you both of it. So now elimination method, this one we can solve it in two different ways. Okay, so you got the concept of simultaneous equations. We are finding two unknown values using two different equations. So these equations have to be solved simultaneously, so you can get the value of x and of y. But without further ado, let's start to solve this equation. Okay, so whenever you get an equation, you name it 1 and 2. So let's say that's okay. Let two equations appear in your paper. You just take out all these messy lines I've been using to teach you guys. Let's get rid of all of these, okay? Okay, this equation applies in your paper. You should get this equation, it's very important. Now, how are you going to solve this? Let's go by steps. So you know the methods: elimination and substitution. Okay, now we got the steps to carry out this thing actually. Let's see about that. Okay, we got steps to do this. Step number 1, most important, label each equation. So this can be equation number 1 and this can be equation number 2. So do it neatly so you understand what you're actually doing. This is just junk actually, all it's so messy and everything. But when you guys make things, you have to do it neatly because you need to be able to understand what you're actually writing. If not, it's going to be very hard later on when you're trying to solve it, because you won't understand which is what. So that is equation number 1. You label equation number 1. This equation can be said to be equation number 2. So we have two different equations, and we need to find x and we have to find the value of y. But it's not obvious like normal equations. So now let's use method number 1, which is elimination method. I don't like this method frankly, but I'll teach it to you. Okay, elimination method is seeing two like terms. So 3x and 2x, because they have x in common, they can be subtracted. Okay, so let's do that. And 4y and 3y, these can be subtracted because they have like terms. Y is like in both of it. So we can subtract. Let's say we subtract. We can minus 3x and 2x, and we can also minus 4y and 3y. So it's either one of this, but when you're gonna minus in this step, okay. So let's say, okay, this is method number 1. Okay, since you have labeled it already, we can minus this, and let's get up all these extra funny numbers in front. So let's do it. Okay, so equation 1 minus equation number 2. Write that down neatly, okay? Let's minus these two equations. It's simple maths, okay? 3x minus 2x is, yes, it's x. Good. 4y minus 3y is, okay, it's y in case you didn't answer that. It's simple. 3x minus 2x and 4y minus 3y. So minus. And also after the equal sign, you're also minusing it. So 12 minus 9 is 3. Good. You got this. So with this method, I'm combining both methods actually in this one. So it's 1 plus 2 actually. No mistake there. Okay, so now equation 1 and equation 2, we just subtracted it to get rid of these funny numbers in front of the thing, which makes it much easier to solve. So we've gotten a new equation by subtracting equation 1 and equation 2. Because 3x and 2x got subtracted, 4y and 3y got subtracted, and it leaves us x and y, and 12 minus 9 equals 3. So now we've made a completely different equation called 3. So let's name this equation number 3 because we have got 1, 2 and 3. So now over 3, we can do one thing here. Either we can actually arrange this around to make this in terms of this one, or we do simple minus, but if you minus you can't get much, so I suggest we do this. Now let's use substitution, because most methods I like to use, and it's very easy to use, is we include elimination. That's the first step of doing it. We minus or add in whatsoever manner to get rid of as many numbers as we can in front of the right terms. After we did that, I prefer we use the substitution method. So how do we substitute this funny equation inside this? You might be asking, but there is one way to do it. We need to arrange this equation in terms of x or y. It may depend on you. Let's say you like x, you like the letter x, you make it in terms of x. You like the letter y, you make it in terms of y. But it's completely up to you. So I will do this in y because I like y. So now let's put y there on one side. The maths teacher might have taught you this, so now y is on one side. And let's bring the x on this side too, because we only want y on one side. Because we want y to be equal to something. So y stays on this side and x comes this side. So 3 minus x or x, negative x plus 3, it's up to you. 3 minus x is better, so I shall work that out. So 3 minus x because the x came this side and y stays as a lone ranger this side. So now we got this. Y equals 3 minus x. Now this thing is ready for substitution. If you don't know what substitution is, watch my previous videos. I might have made one basic about how to substitute. But for now, just watch. So we got y equals 3 minus x by rearranging this this equation. So now let's substitute this in one of these equations. It's up to you. Let's say you want one, you can substitute y equals 3 minus x here, or you can substitute there. But I'll do it in equation number 2 because it looks a bit simpler with smaller numbers. So let's substitute this inside equation number 2. This one. Okay, y equals 3 minus x, so 2x plus 3 minus x because we replace y with 3 minus x equals 9, and then we do the calculations. 2x plus, we'll open the brackets, 3, 9, wait, this is so unneat. 2x plus 9 minus 3x. Okay, so you just distribute. My maths teacher used to say this, and until now I remember this, so I'm just going to teach you guys. So that is 9 and that is 3x. Okay, so 9 minus 3x, we just distribute it. We have 9 this side. So let's bring the x's to one side and all the ordinary numbers to the other side. So 2x minus 3x equals 9 minus 9. So negative x, 2x minus x, 3x is negative x, and 9 minus 9 is 0. So when negative x equals 0, obviously x equals 0. I should have chosen an answer with something else like 1, 2, or 3, but this equation we know the answer for x. The value of x, we know it's x equals 0. So now we've only known the value of x. We have to use this value to find the value of y, which means let's substitute this inside any equation now. I'll do it inside number 1 maybe. Let's substitute 1. So 3 times 0 is 0 plus 4y equals 12. 4y equals 12, which means y equals to 3. Okay, now we got the answer. So x equals 0 and y equals 3. This might look like a messy combination of all sorts of steps, but I'll go through it over again and then we'll see if you understand each bit. So now we get this. So if you want to check whether the answer is correct, you can substitute x equals 0 and y equals 3 in one of these equations, and it must equal these numbers. So let's substitute inside number 1 and see. So 3 times 0 is 0, 4 times 3 is 12. So 0 plus 12 makes 12. Yay, we got it correct. So there's one way to check. So it's basically impossible to get a wrong answer in your exam, which is a great tip actually. It's basically really hard to get something wrong in simultaneous equations because you can always check your answer and you know whether the answer is correct. So just remember the steps I taught you. It's a simple logic. Eliminate, take an E, and then substitute x, substitute y. This is my way of remembering it. E, S, S, X, S, Y. Okay, E just stands for eliminate. See whether you can eliminate anything inside. Some equations you can directly substitute, but in this equation, you first eliminate. That's the first step of doing it. You eliminate And then once you got an eliminated answer and you get something like this, you rearrange. Wait, ERSS. Wait, eliminate. Then you rearrange it to get something in terms of x or y. So x plus y equals 3. You can either have it as y equals 3 minus x or x equals 3 minus y. It depends on what you like. There's a lot of choice in simultaneous equations. So there's no like it's either x or y. You don't have to like compulsorily follow one value. It depends on what variables your teacher gives you. Although this is the most common. So you eliminate, you get this answer, then you rearrange the answer. Okay? You have to rearrange the answer until you get this, then you substitute. Substitute into 1 or 2. So 1/2. Read it all, you can't understand, can you? So you can substitute into either 1 or you can substitute into 2. So that's one of it. And after you substitute into 1 or 2, you substitute, and then you get substitute 1 and 2. You simplify. You break it down, and then you get x. Okay? You get x or y. You get x or y from the answer or something like this. Depends on what value you choose to rearrange, because when you substitute it depends, okay? Okay, so now you get x or y, whatever answer you get, then you substitute subs back into one of these original equations, or even this funny equation we created by just subtracting, because at the end of the day, these three equations are all simultaneous, which means they work in the same way. So when you got already x at the end, and you want to find out y, or you got y and you want to find x, you can substitute into either equation 1, equation 2, or equation 3. You'll still get the same answer. It's that simple. So you substitute into 1, 2, or 3, or I want, because most equations vary. So subs to get, you get other value. It's simple. Okay, this is not my sermon, so I'll just keep it simple. Eliminate, rearrange, eliminate which means subtract, rearrange the formula in terms of something, and then you substitute into either 1 or 2, the answer you get something like y equals 3 minus x. Because we got a variable inside there, to find out the value of it, we substitute inside here, 1, 2, or you can, no, I don't do 3 there. So you can substitute into either 1 or 2 there. Then you get, eventually you get, once you break it all down, you get the answer of x or y. Once you get x or y. And then once you got x or once you got y, to find the value of the other variable, you substitute into 1, 2, or 3. And you get y also and x. And neatly at the end of your answer, you put like a nice cute little box there, and you say x equals 0 and y equals 3. Give me full marks, and the teacher will just put like that and give you 4 marks for that. That's 4 out of 4, that's dumb. This is a basic messy equation I did. How long did this video go? Let me check my iPad. Whoa, that's an 18-minute video. Okay, so about how much we're doing it. So this is a very complicated video, and might be a bit messy. So let's just do one more example, and then I will give you a few questions to do, and then we're kind of done. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm actually too much of a disturbing you people, so just watch and learn, okay? Simultaneous equations. Let's do another equation here. Let's do this time this equation. The funny one. 4x minus y equals 3. 6x plus y equals 7. This equation is given in your exam, okay? 4x minus y equals 3, 6x plus y equals 7. So now, first step. Label each equation. Equation number 1, equation number 2. Now, over here, now we need to consider this equation. And we got a fantastic chance in this equation because there was an empty y and there was an empty y too. there's one more empty y here and there's another empty y here. So if we add both of this together, so negative y plus y makes 0. So since we got that kind of opportunity, I'm not going to miss it. I'm going to take it and get the E0 to my answer. The E0 to my answer. So let's do it. So let's add up equation 1 plus equation 2. Because we want to get rid of y, which means we'll get easily the x value. So let's do it. 4x plus 6x makes 10x. And negative y plus y makes 0. Don't put anything there. 3 plus 7 makes 10. Wow, we got the value of x so fast already. Because we got rid of y, so 10x equals 10, so which means x equals 10 over 10, which means x equals 1. And we kind of got x already, which means we'd save a lot of steps. We need to see our two equations and see the best way to get rid of a variable. Because once you get rid of one variable, you can easily solve the other. So here by adding these two equations, I got rid of these two y's, which means I easily got the answer for x. So now that I got the answer for x, let's substitute back inside one of these equations and let's see. Let's substitute inside the first one. So x equals 1, so 4, substitute 1, so just get 4, minus y equals 3. Okay, let's bring the y that side, because it's negative, so y equals 1. Easy answer. Let's substitute to check our answer. 4 minus 1. Okay, so 4 minus y equals 1. We get 3. Yes, correct. The answer is correct because we just checked it by substituting again. Now you put these nice blank boxes on this side, and let's see. X equals 1 and y equals 1. Okay, now we're done, and this is the easiest method to use. I give you a very easy sum. You always need to look for where you can get rid of variables, because getting rid of variables is just like I sweep it away, which means it gives space for the other one, and you can get the answer for the other equation very fast. So we're done with that. Let me give you a few sums, so once I've written them all, you can just practice them. Okay, this one we use C and D. For sum number 1, 4C minus 3D equals 1. And we have 3C minus 3D equals 0. Question number 2, 2x plus 5y and 2x minus y. Okay, these are two simple equations. This is kind of like basic simultaneous equations. So pause the video and wait. I'm going to stop the video actually. So you stop the video, answer these questions, and in my next video, before I start my next video, which is on a different topic, I think I will do, maybe I'll do some kind of graphing. It won't be so good because we won't have the proper equations to do it. Maybe I'll do powers of 10 next time, square rooting and powers of 10 next time. So at the start of my next video, I shall give you the answers for these two equations, so do it by then. And yeah, before, like every YouTuber says, please like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel for more fantastic maths videos, comprehensive 30-minute long videos which I'm taking to do, and more some unboxings and interesting videos about local news. And it's mainly mathematics I'm going to do. A lot of maths topics I cover in my YouTube channel. So please subscribe. Siddharth Nagapan. Thank you.